Welcome back. It's a Friday, so we're going to do as we always do on a Friday, and that is to ease you into the weekend. Now, this morning, we're getting into a chat about a musical, The Fatherland. And this is a tribute to courage, to legacy, and of course the unyielding spirit of freedom. And brought to life at the South African State Theatre, this production tells the story of Doctor TT Cholo, who is a liberation hero whose sacrifices helped shape our democracy as we know it. And joining us this morning is, of course, the visionary behind this masterpiece, director Aubrey Sekhabi, and of course actress Siyakha Tshayela. And welcome to both of you. Thanks so much for gracing us.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
You know what I loved about this, Aubrey, right off the bat? The fact that I always say we need to tell more of our stories. You know, not just tell the same old stories of the same liberation heroes, but there are so many more. And here is a living legend, Istalwande, and you are telling this story. Why did you decide to tell this story?
We decided to tell. In fact, someone approached me and said, hey, they've asked me to tell the story. This man will be turning 100 in a year's time. I don't think I want to do this. So Mashaka said, I think this is right up your alley. Can you do this? And I said, yes, given that he's staying in Soshanguve and that's where I come from. But it was interesting when I read the book and started engaging with him with interviews to see that he's done so much for the struggle, and yet not many people know his contribution to the struggle. And moreover, he turned 100 on the 20th of October. So it was good to tell someone's story, and he's also there to tell it. And even in the production, we use some of the clips, some of the videos that we have to advance the story. So it was just incredible to be telling his story and to be standing and sitting there interviewing a man who's turning 100 and who's just been to exile, who spent 15 years in Robben Island, 3 years in Botswana prison, tried to infiltrate the country through a ship, Aventura. Like, his story is just huge. It needed to be, it's epic, and I think we gave it that.
And this is a man who went out, as you said, into exile, who essentially laid the foundation for those who would follow to go and, you know, try and fight the liberation struggle from outside of this country. And that's why I'm so excited about learning more, because when I saw it on SABC News, when the ANC actually honored him, I thought, here's an interesting story, a trade unionist, you know, a man who's done so much for the liberation of this nation, and we should be saying his name more, you know, Doctor TT Cholo. And Siyakha, you know, when we come to you, given the gravity and the magnitude of the story that is being told, you know, how did you actually feel about you being given the task of playing into this role?
I play Alina, and that's Doctor TT Cholo's wife, and to actually tap into her shoes, that was just an honor, because she portrays herself as this strong woman. I need to be strong for my husband. I need to be, you know, so it was just an amazing experience. It is an amazing experience, and I'm enjoying every bit of it. Actually, to even get to learn that these ones happened, and I'm very young and I don't know much about the struggle, but now actually being in this story makes me learn more and more and more about what we went through as a country.
And to that point, you know, the appreciation for the sacrifice.
Yes, ma'am.
Because especially today, if we look at young people, if we look at how, I would say, because we don't know our history, there almost seems to be a disregard for the struggle and the sacrifices that people made for us to enjoy the sort of civil liberties that we do today. You know, as a fairly young person yourself, you know, how did this change your perspective on things?
This has taught me not to take things light, and not to just do things for the mere effect of just doing things. I'm really grateful that I'm getting to learn to appreciate everything that I come across, and to just learn more about my culture, more about what we've been through as a country, not just to live, but to also appreciate the fact that there were people who actually fought for us to be here.
Dr. TT Cholo, of course, as we say, is a living legend. He just celebrated his centenary. So, Aubrey, in getting ready for this, as you said, you are also from Pretoria. So did you have, you know, the opportunity to engage with him in preparation?
Oh, yes, a lot. I think get about maybe 10 to 20 hours of interviews with him. I visit him often. Actually, we opened the production on the 19th, and he couldn't come, so we live streamed it for him to watch it at home. And just engaging with him, he remembers everything. He will tell you the date. It was this day when we. So it's an honor really to be telling his story and to sit alongside him and have a conversation with him. It's just remarkable.
And you see, this is the stuff that gives me chills because just appreciating, what people have done for us to be where we are, and I think in his case, just wonderful that he's actually able to see that he is being honored in his lifetime, and that I love, and thank you so much for doing this while he is still alive. But again, it couldn't have been easy taking such a magnificent story and having to do this in a musical format. How was that process for you, Aubrey?
Yeah, the process was a little simple actually, because, well, firstly we had fun doing it, and we decided to go the musical route. So we really used the music to tell the story. It is a musical in the true form of it, because there's very limited dialogue, but then the story is being told through music. And why I took that route was because it's 100 years. How do you then compress it into a 2-hour production? So, but through music, we are able to achieve a lot with the production. But there's still stories there that you think that will make a sequel, or is another story. So we take it until a particular period of his life. But doing it was really fun doing the story, tapping into the story, and also because it's his journey, the choices that are made directorially to say, he's traveling through train, he's traveling by bus, he's traveling by an helicopter, he's in a ship, and just seeing that vision come to life on stage in the Opera Theatre, the State Theatre, has been superb, because that's his journey, and you see that journey, him undertaking that journey bit by bit in order to try and free us as South Africans.
I tell you what, we want time to get just a little sense of what that production is like.